All right, welcome to our press conference. I'm Coach Simpson, head girls basketball coach here at Liberty High School. We just finished our regular season last night. We were at Park Hill South. We finished off with a 51-29 win to finish 9-1 in conference, 22-3 overall. We clinched the conference title for the second straight year earlier in the week as well. So it's been a pretty good week and just kind of gearing up for postseason now. So I'll open it up to any questions you guys may have.
Do you think winning your last game of conference gives you guys momentum going into districts?
Absolutely. We are now on a 6-game winning streak, and so we knew the importance of going in and playing well last night and getting another W. Last night's game was just a little weird because conference was already clinched, district seeding already came out, so it was kind of one of those games you had to find your own motivation to go out and win. There just wasn't a lot riding on the game other than staying healthy and trying not to pick up bad habits. So did a good job of getting through that and kind of taking that momentum into next week.
What are you looking forward to in future games?
I think our team's kind of been ready for postseason play for a while. I think that there's times, if you've watched us play, where we've just kind of shown some spurts of being a little lackadaisical and just kind of going through the motions. And I think part of that is they just are ready to get into the postseason. So we're really looking forward to having that opportunity to go out and play next week and hopefully play well in front of big home crowds and see if we can get back to the state tournament.
Going into the postseason, what are some things that your team needs to work on in order to excel in the postseason?
I think the biggest one is being confident against breaking the press. We had a couple games, a few games ago, where we struggled against Truman here at home. We still won the game and finished it out. We won by 11, but we had quite a few turnovers against it. We did better at St. Joe Central against it. We did a little bit better last night against it. It's just something we need to continue to work on because we know that the further we advance into postseason, the more likely we are to face a really good full court press. We just need to have confidence to do it.
What team are you guys most worried to play against?
I think really once we get into postseason, every game is kind of a scare because they're all just one-game series for us. That's how we approach it. It's about going 1-0 every day. So when we play on Tuesday, that's our scariest game. We've got to go out and play well, no matter who it is, whether it's Winnetonka or Fort. If we get through that, then on Friday that becomes our next scariest game. For 6 seniors, they've seen it now that losing that last game is a tough thing to be a part of. So we want to try to extend this as far as we can and just focus on each and every opponent as they come through.
What do you think are some things that your team excels at?
I just think teamwork. I think making the extra pass. I think, and those are things that are going to help us in the next week for sure. There are a couple teams in our district, that we'll face that they really like to kind of turn it into a track meet and get up and down the floor and try to use speed and athleticism to win games. And our team has that, but we also have the capability to slow it down, make good passes, run an offense, kind of get things back to normal. I think that's probably one of our biggest assets right now that's going to help us in the next week.
Obviously, postseason environments are different than regular season games. What do you think are the keys to having a successful postseason?
I think being able to stay calm and being able to work through any adversity. When you get into postseason, the pressure starts to mount because you do realize if you slip up, it's over. You also start to play in front of really big home crowds. We've had some good crowds this year, but kind of as we've seen in years past, especially on the girls basketball side, our biggest crowds come when we get into postseason. So we're aware of that and we're ready for that. I think having senior night the way we did helped prepare us for that because we had a big crowd and we had a big student section, and so we were ready to play in front of kind of that loud atmosphere. We know that Tuesday and Friday are going to be the same, and we know that Thursday and Saturday are going to be the same for the boys. It's just going to be a great atmosphere, especially here at Liberty. It's going to be awesome.
With having such a great record in your regular season, do you think that's a big morale booster, just kind of going in the postseason thinking they're going to do a little bit better?
Absolutely. Last year we ended up 27-4. Right now we're 22-3. If we win on Tuesday, that's 50 wins in 2 years, and that's a lot. And I think that most of these kids experienced all 50 of those wins. So for them, they have a lot of confidence in what they're doing. They don't feel like they're the underdogs in any game. They don't feel like, we don't have the confidence. Like they go in knowing that we can and we do win, and that's an expectation, and I think that helps a lot going into postseason.
So as you said, with postseason, there's a lot of stress and pressure that's put upon the team. What do you do as a coach to keep your team together and push forward?
I think it's the same thing we've done for 4 years now. Like if you come into our practices, we're pretty laid back, and we just like to have a good time with our kids. You know, we work extremely hard, and our kids put in a ton of, a ton of effort and dedication to what we do, and so does the coaching staff. But it's pretty lighthearted in practice, and the games are the same way. I mean, if you ever just watch our bench, I mean, our coaches are constantly laughing and joking. Our players are doing the same thing. No doubt there's times I get a little fired up, and the players get fired up too. But I think just our demeanor helps kind of take away that stress, and I think our players' demeanor takes away that stress. I mean, they like to, joke around and just kind of enjoy it, and that helps a ton.
As you said, as we get into the postseason, how there's a bigger crowd, how do you think that the bigger crowd affects the girls' confidence?
It definitely helps the girls' confidence. It's fun for the girls to play in front of the bigger crowd and to play in front of their classmates. But it's also, and it's the thing I love about the new field house, the way that the court is shifted toward the student section. So if you ever walk in there and really look at the court, it's shifted to that one side on purpose. It's kind of like Coakley because the students are right on top of you. And so it's intimidating for other teams. There is no doubt in my mind when a team walks in and they look up and they see an entire section filled with, Liberty students, and they're up and they're loud. It's an intimidation factor for the other team, and we love having that home court advantage. All right. Again, thank you guys for a great press conference. We're looking forward to postseason. Have a wonderful Friday, and go Jays.